Hello again, fellow Good Omens fans, and welcome to another very special edition of News Bites, where I bring you the latest Good Omens news. On Monday, September 9th, a story broke that the Season 3 production of Good Omens had paused, and that some sort of talks about potential production changes were happening behind the scenes. Today, Wednesday, September 11th, Deadline has released a new report that Neil Gaiman is understood to have made an offer to Amazon Studios to take a back seat on Season 3 in order that the show can continue. This offer takes place during what the article calls crisis talks concerning this third and final season of what is then phrased as the Terry Pratchett adaptation. The Deadline piece goes on to say that it is understood that Amazon is considering his offer and that no final decisions have yet been made. It is also confirmed that Good Omens Season 3 is already in the early stages of pre-production. Deadline reached out to both Amazon Studios and Gaiman's representatives, and while Amazon has declined to comment, Gaiman's representatives have simply not responded. Gaiman has denied the accusations, and his offer to step back is not an admission of wrongdoing on his part. In my opinion, this is at least potentially positive news for the show, and essentially the best that fans can hope for. I had expected Amazon to request that he step back, but it looks like he's taken the initiative and understands what they want done without being told to do it. We know that Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett were good friends, and Gaiman has stated on multiple occasions that he is dedicated to creating this show in order to honor his friend, and that Terry wanted Good Omens to be adapted for the screen. This is speculation on my part, but it does sound like Neil Gaiman has the best interest of the show in mind, and it won't hurt his image either to be seen in that light, putting Terry's legacy and the show before himself. The source of the recent information about the show being paused and Gaiman's apparent offer to step back is clearly not official, as Deadline carefully uses the word understood multiple times. So this is potentially a little leak, possibly on purpose from Amazon Studios to test the waters. Good Omens seems to be at least a somewhat lucrative property for them, and they will want that money flow to continue through Season 3 and not have their reputation or their revenue stream harmed by any decisions they make. The article uses the phrase crisis talks, which is interesting and seems to indicate that the show could still potentially be canceled. I don't say this to scare anyone. I know we're all on edge right now. I certainly know I'm on edge right now. I just want to keep an open mind and reasonable expectations because we still don't know the final outcome of these crisis talks, but I think this is a step in the right direction. As far as what taking a back seat might look like, I think it's most likely that he would be replaced as head showrunner. He might also step back as one of the executive producers. He would, by necessity, continue on as the main writer. That's one area where I don't think that he can be entirely replaced. The story is his and Terry's, and only he knows what Terry and he planned so many years ago for that second book that never came to fruition. There's no reason why Amazon would start over from scratch and have someone write new scripts when they have complete or nearly complete versions by Gaiman already bought and paid for. And although Neil was the sole writer for Season 1, he did collaborate with John Finmore while writing Season 2, so there is the potential that someone else could even take over the last stages of script editing and rewrites. If this thought scares you, I totally understand, but again, A Companion to Owls is one of the best parts of Season 2, so we know there are other writers who get Good Omens. And since we do know that Gaiman has at least nearly completed the scripts, that means there's the solid base for what he and Terry had planned that someone else can potentially work from. All the same, I don't expect Neil to be completely removed from the project immediately. I think it's likely that he will be able to continue the quiet, non-public-facing script work and step back from the more public-facing showrunner and possibly executive producer positions. Amazon Studios' MGM official Good Omens page lists 5 showrunners, including Gaiman. Rob Wilkins is an executive producer and not one of the showrunners. I know fans, including myself, have speculated that he might take over as showrunner, but I'm not sure he has the experience for that position. However, as long as he continues on in his previous capacity as executive producer, I'm sure he'll continue to have some creative input as he did in the previous seasons. And that's a positive thing. There is probably a lot of speculation going on in the fandom right now about whether or not Amazon will take this offer, and who might potentially replace Gaiman as showrunner. I really don't think it will be Rob Wilkins, but there are 3 other showrunners who've been involved in the production: Kat Clark, Jeremy Dyson, and Andy Nyman. I'm not familiar with the latter 2, but Kat Clark also wrote the Season 2 minisode The Body Snatchers. If I had to guess who might replace Gaiman from existing crew members, My guess would be her. If they go for someone outside of the first 2 seasons, then I have no good guesses, but I'm interested to read your speculation in the comments below. Who do you think might take over if Amazon does accept Gaiman's offer to step back? This is not the first big potential change to the show. Director Douglas McKinnon left the project in late 2023, and Gaiman let slip in an interview in April of 2024 that a new director had already been hired. We still don't know who the mystery director is, so I'm also curious if people have any speculation there. Assuming production goes forward, I think we'll start getting these sorts of official cast and crew announcements regularly as the filming date approaches. And speaking of cast announcements, actress Dune McKeegan, who plays the power-hungry angel Michael, had an interview that was published today in The Guardian. It's a really good read, and I definitely recommend you go check it out for yourselves. Link to the article in the description. She discusses her life, career choices, and the many projects she has worked on. In a list of previous and current projects, the article states that next year she will be reprising her role in the Amazon show Good Omens. This certainly sounds like she's already been contracted for next season. Aside from the official announcement that Michael Sheen and David Tennant have been contracted, we have very little cast news, so I'm happy even to have this little hint. We've heard some other hints that we might see Michael McKean and Paul Chahidi return, whether to reprise their previous roles as Witchfinder Sergeant Shadwell and Sandalphon respectively, or return as new characters, we can only guess. I expect that news might come pretty fast over the next few days to a week, and thanks to my wonderful friends and Discord members, I'm able to bring it all to you as soon as we hear it. So keep your eye out for more news videos in the near future. As far as the news itself, I'll always bring it to you unbiased and share my opinion only afterwards. I am, after all, just a fan like you. A big fan, a more than slightly obsessed fan, but still just a fan. So I'm right here with you, hoping we see a positive announcement that the production of Season 3 will be moving forward, that the pause is brief, and that all of the wonderful creatives who've put so much of their work and talent into this show will get to finish it. And of course, for Sir Terry, we all want to honor his memory. So that's all of the news and my related speculation as of today. We will be keeping our eye out for any further developments in this story and reporting on them as soon as they are released. Thank you to H Reporter Joe Madge, all of the wonderful volunteer admins and mods, and all of the members of our Discord discussion server. If you would like to join an active group of fans to discuss this news, and your love of the show in general, as well as meet some of the most wonderful folks out there, check out the link in the description below. In addition, thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who've been so patient with me over this summer while I work on ramping my content back up for fall. As always, to you, the viewer, who are the reason for this channel, thanks for watching.